Hello, everybody. So we're going to be talking about um, spirituality and conspiracy theories. So there's a lot going on right now, and people are using words like "we're so woke to this," like "woke, woke, woke, woke," and especially people in the spiritual community. And I'm going to try and not make this video very ranty because that doesn't really do a whole lot of good, and I'm trying to stay away from that ranty part of myself. I may start a personal Instagram for the rantiness, but really what I am going to be talking about is the role that spiritual people who are, especially who are doing services for other people, how the belief in conspiracy theories can harm the collective. I have a pen for some reason, and I don't even have paper. Well, I do have paper over here, but I must have a pen in my hand. And how that can kind of create more of a schism and more fear and more panic in the current situation that we're dealing with. So when people look at conspiracy theories, so there's a few. There's the conspiracy theory that coronavirus is caused by 5G, which is like factually not true. Because even with 5G, the radiation isn't like strong enough to get into your body, like to get through your skin. And there was this doctor who actually got his video banned from YouTube for spreading fake information. And he's actually, I think, under review, or he got penalized or something, or there's something going on with him because he was treating people in unauthorized ways. But then you look at conspiracy theories like Bill Gates, and how Bill Gates has a patent on COVID-19, and he's making everybody sick so he can sell the vaccine. And that's just, come on, like, really. This whole kind of thing started because I watched a video where Ellen was talking to Bill Gates, and I saw it in someone's stories, and they're like, oh yeah, these comments are so woke. Like, the comment section is woke, it's woke, it's woke. And I was like, what are they talking about? And so I went and read it, and there's like Q theory, which is like a crazy conspiracy theory, like just crazy stuff, like stuff that literally is just fear mongering, right? And that's not where we want to be. And I've said this in my email newsletter. I've said it a million times that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And part of what we are learning from this is how to honor the physical parts of ourselves and the spiritual parts of ourselves, how to marry our spiritual health and our physical health, and how to realize that they are both intertwined. You can do all of the spiritual stuff that you want to do all day long, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to acknowledge the physical aspect of your body, right? Because you can be in great spiritual health, like you can meditate every day, you can, whatever, but that's not going to keep diseases from you, right? That's not what happens. Like, if you get sick, you can't meditate it away. I know Louise Hay had a very different take on that, which even she said is not for everybody. So it's very important that like you stay in your lane with this. So I blocked somebody on Facebook today because they posted a conspiracy theory, and they're like, look into the Q theory, look into all of this. And they were a spiritual person. Like, I said that their job description was a Palladian knight from the whatever bullshit of, Genovia or whatever, I'm not sure. But seeing that, and then seeing a post that they shared talking about 5G traffic lights and how government surveillance and all this kind of stuff, like, people are worrying about the wrong thing, right? Like, people are worrying about the entire wrong thing. And especially if you're someone who's very intuitive, if you're very sensitive, if you're very empathic, like if you're psychic, whatever the case may be, if you're sensitive to energy in any way, then you have to look at what you're contributing to the collective consciousness. So are you contributing fear? Are you perpetuating conspiracy theories that are, run by websites called conspiracytruth.com, or I don't even know if that's a real website, so please don't try to search it. But it's like, are you doing your part to spread ease? Are you doing your part to spread peace and to try and send healing to people? Or are you perpetuating the fear and the conspiracy and stuff like that? Like, I don't understand I guess I just don't understand the reasoning why. And especially like my mom, I was talking to my mom. I love my mom. She's an amazing person. She's one of the most amazing people in my life. But she was talking about conspiracy theories. And I was like, oh shit. She's like, what if this virus was like a weapon of the terrorists? And I'm like, no, like it's not what it is. But there's so much going on, and there's so many conspiracy theories. We had an elected official who said, actually, I'm not even going to not say his name. It was Tim Cotton, because he's terrible, like a legitimate terrible person. He was like, I don't have any proof of this, but the Chinese could have done this on purpose. And it's like, you're an elected official, and you're going to say, I don't have proof of this, but this is what I think happened. And that doesn't make sense. And I keep going back to this idea of collective consciousness, and we are truly all connected, all of us. And what we're putting into the collective consciousness is what we're going to get out of it. So if you're following like conspiracy theorists and, you're going down YouTube rabbit holes, number one, you have to check that person's credentials. Like, are they even do they even know what they're talking about? Like, do they have a degree? Do they, you know what I mean? Like, do they know what they're talking about? And I'm not talking about like a degree, like a certificate in aromatherapy or a certificate in Reiki or, holistic healing. That's not what I'm talking about. And those things are great. Like, live your best life. If you want to incorporate aromatherapy and Reiki and energy healing, like, live your best life. That's amazing. And I don't mean to make light or fun of that in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not going to listen to someone who has no medical background at all and who is telling me that traffic lights are causing cancer. So vet your sources, but also vet yourself, really. I mean, because if you are, if you're someone that people look up to, then it's your responsibility, and it is your job, and it is your duty to spread truth and to spread facts and to spread like knowledge and peace, because knowledge is power. And if your knowledge is of the wrong things, then your power is in the wrong place. And as people who are sending energy and sending love and light out into the world, we have to make sure that we are doing the right thing, that we are vetting ourselves, and that we're saying, do I know this to be a fact? And a really big argument that comes up is vaccines. So when there's a vaccine for this, in 12 to 18 months, we're going to see this flare up again. And there are people that were protesting saying that the vaccine is the mark of the beast. And there are people that believe that the government is controlling us with vaccines, which obviously no proof of that either, like no reputable proof of that. It's people's opinions. So please don't send me any links. Please don't send me links, because I'll block you. I'm not in the mood. But we have to be sure that we're looking at facts and facts that are facts, not facts that that support our viewpoint, right? Because those aren't facts. So if I'm looking for a fact that says that the color blue is actually the color purple, I can find a laundry list on the internet of resources that say blue is the color purple. But because that's what I want it to mean. But when in all reality, in all truth, blue is the color blue. It is blue. And that is the fact. And when you are looking at the influence that you have on other people, and when you're looking at the way that you can navigate this tricky time, it's not going to be by fear. It's not going to be fear-based. It's not going to be conspiracy theory-based. Like, that's not what it's going to be. It's going to be, how are we spreading facts? How are we spreading the correct knowledge? And are we changing our belief systems based on facts? Not the facts that we want to see, but the facts that truly are. So that's kind of where we are right now. And as spiritual people, like, especially with spiritual teaching, because spirituality is so open, right? Like, the way that I believe in angels is totally different than the way somebody else believes in angels, and that's totally fine. That's cool, right? But at the end of the day, believing in angels or not believing in angels, or believing in angels in a different way, or working with energy or a different way, or working with God or the universe in a different way, doesn't have a negative impact on people's health, mental, spiritual, emotional, or otherwise. It doesn't. But spreading like actual fake news, right? Like not the Donald Trump fake news, but like the fake news of conspiracy theories and things that have not been proven, that is a detriment to people's mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Because if you spread a conspiracy theory to one person, if you share and one person looks at it who is impressionable or who is already really scared right now, you are, number one, putting that person in a lot of fear, and you're putting that person in a lot of anxiety, and then they are adding that fear and anxiety to the collective unconscious. And we're all tapping into that, right? We are all tapping into everything that is going on in the collective unconscious. And right now, we are in a very sensitive space. And it's time to hold yourself accountable. And if you've been spreading shit that's not factual, then stop. And acknowledge that you were wrong. You don't have to acknowledge it publicly, but acknowledge that you were wrong to yourself. And find the facts. And the facts, are from the CDC, not from the White House. Because Donald Trump's like, oh yeah, this is the best pandemic ever, but find the CDC website, find actual medical officials, Dr. Fauci, even Dr. Birx is a little sometimes with the way that she defends Donald Trump, but like Dr. Fauci, really make sure that you are paying attention to licensed medical professionals in your state and local government. That's how we're going to get through this. That's how we're going to make it through this. And by all means, use your spiritual practice. But there's also this thing that I wanted to touch on in regards to spiritual practice. When I say that you can find facts to support anything, you can also say that your intuition is giving you this information. There are tons of psychics over the years, and because we're people and we have egos, right? So there are tons of psychics over the years who have fed into conspiracy theories. There's a ton of psychics right now that do. And the thing you have to remember is their intuition and our intuition, your intuition, my intuition, can be overshadowed by the ego. And we can think that our intuition is telling us this is what it is, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, when really it's our ego posing as our intuition. So I think I did a pretty good job at not making this video ranty. I think I did a really good job at articulating what I wanted to say without, hellfire and brimstone. But just be careful. Don't spread fake shit, and don't feed into conspiracy theories. Instead of putting fear and unease and anxiety and stress into the collective unconscious and the collective energy in general, put love, peace, and faith in there. And if you believe in conspiracy theories, don't share them. Keep them to yourself. Keep them close to your heart and work on that for you. But don't share that to other people, especially when it cannot be verified, right? So I hope that this video got my point across. You can let me know. I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to get some messages and comments about this. But yeah, so let me know. I hope that you're doing well. Please stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands. Yeah, and just have a glass of wine and live your best life. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.